Howdy, PT37 here. Today I want to be doing a review of the Ruger Super Redhawk in 44 Magnum. So this is the 7.5 inch Ruger Super Redhawk, and it is a tank. My gosh, it is. I don't even know how much it weighs. Let me get my scale. I'm not even going to set it to ounces. I'm going to set it to pounds. 3 pounds 5 ounces. Good Lord, what a freaking boat anchor. Gosh dang. She is a hefty girl. That is for sure. Big old honking barrel. So let's talk about it. Ruger has the Redhawk and the Super Redhawk. So I don't really quite understand why they made the Super Redhawk. I think it's more for the optic, and it's a little bit beefed up, but I don't really think the regular Redhawk is not beefed up, and you can also mount an optic on there. So I really don't. I know they make this in 454, so maybe that's what the logic was behind it. They just beefed it up for the 454, and they thought, well, might as well chamber some in 44 mag and some other calibers while we're at it. I don't know. It does have a big old, like, heavy profile barrel, so it's just a heavier profile gun. Me personally, I would just assume I had the regular Redhawk. So I have this because it was my grandfather's. So it is in my possession now, and he got it to hunt with and stuff, and that's what my intended purpose with it is. And if you're just going to have it as a hunting gun, I mean, I don't see the detriment to having a heavier gun necessarily, unless you want it as a sidearm. If you just want to primarily hunt with it, then I think this is fine. But personally, I don't really care for the aesthetics of it. I like the regular Redhawk better, and I think it's just as tough as this one, so I really don't. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying don't get a Super Redhawk. I'm just saying that I don't. You're getting extra weight without any extra benefit in my mind. So Tim Sundles from Buffalo Board talks about this in some of his videos too. That they're just so much bigger, and he's not a fan of them. And I kind of have the same logic. Now I will say the grip profile is probably a little bit better on this. Just because it fits the GP100 style grips. So you have a lot more grip options, and I think the grip does feel better on this. So I don't like the Hogue rubber grip look, but it feels great, and I'm sure you can buy it for the regular Redhawk too, but the grips as it comes, they just come with the wood panels, and they look fine, but I don't think they feel quite as good, especially shooting full bore Magnum stuff. So I'll give it to this on the grip. But as far as everything else, is pretty much the same as any other Ruger revolver. It's got the front crane lock up there, and that Ruger's known for on their revolvers. The action is maybe a little bit better on this one also, opposed to the regular Redhawk. This is the same action as the GP100, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe it is a real similar style action. So the trigger is not too bad. Double check run loaded here. And I mean, it's a pretty smooth double action. It's nothing great, but it's smooth. And then the single action has just ever so slight amount of grit to it, but not hardly even noticeable. Just, I mean, maybe 1% gritty, but not bad. It's not no performance trigger or match trigger, but it's definitely a good trigger, I would say. So as the accuracy on this thing, well, I'll show you. I actually shot it the other day. So this is at 50 yards. I was using these 240 grain Hornady XTP reloads of mine. So just kind of a large pistol primer. I think it was 24.5 grains of H110, and then a 240 grain XTP. So don't quote me on that, but I'm just kind of going off memory. I have a video of these actual bullets out of this gun shooting in a ballistic gel, so if you're interested in that, check out the channel for that. But I have not had a chance to shoot these on paper, so this, I'm pretty sure this is a fluke. This is at 50 yards, so I didn't know how the zero was on this, so I shot 2 rounds, and I was just going to adjust. I went down there and I had 2 rounds in the same hole. You're going to think this is Photoshop.
Is it good? Holy crap.
I mean, it could have been the gun. I'm sure the gun is probably that accurate, but I am not that accurate. I cannot shoot that. I would be lucky to shoot a rifle that good at 50 yards with an optic. So just the fact I did that with open sights, I'm not saying the gun's incapable of that. I mean, obviously it is, but I'm not capable of that. So I'm going to call that a fluke, but nonetheless, it is very impressive. So this was, I made a sight adjustment. I shot 3 rounds. This is more what I would expect. A 3-inch group and at 50 yards off of a bag. So that's still good accuracy in my mind. In my opinion, all high quality, accurate pistols should shoot at least an 1.5-inch group at 25 yards. That's kind of my own personal standard. A lot of people say 2.5 inches, but in my experience, most high quality revolvers and 1911s are capable of 1.5-inch or better groups. My Pythons will shoot 1 inch at 25 yards. My buddy has a couple Anacondas. They shoot 1 inch at 25 yards. And I can't remember if I've shot this at 25, but since I'm going to be hunting with this, I wanted to make sure it was 0 to 50. So that's why I shot at 50. So I shot a 3-inch at 50. At 25, it should shoot 1.5 inches, theoretically, if you're mathing with me here. So very impressed with that. So how does it handle the recoil? It handles recoil exceptionally well. I mean, you definitely know you're shooting a 44 Magnum. Don't get me wrong. You definitely know it's 44 Magnum. But I can shoot this thing all day with 44 Magnum. 1472. This gun is way more pleasant. I can shoot this all day. That is one benefit to the Ruger, especially the Super Redhawk. You know, I griped about the weight in the first part of this video, but if you are recoil sensitive and afraid of shooting a big old Magnum caliber, this is a good option. I mean, the Redhawk, I'm sure, handles it just fine too, but the Super Redhawk just weighs that much more. So it is super easy to shoot. Like my mountain gun here, this thing, I know it's a 4-inch, but it's a lightweight gun compared to this. This thing is kind of a bear to shoot. Oh, those are Magnums. No pun intended. It's kind of a bear to shoot. Full bore Magnums. I mean, I can do it. It's okay, but I don't just enjoy it. Gosh. Dang it. This is a special gun, or a mild Magnum gun for me, unless I'm out in the woods with it. And even if I'm out in the woods with it, I've still got mild Magnums in it. I'm not shooting full bore Magnums out of this unless I'm in big old grizzly bear country, which I've never found myself in. But what's some other good benefits about this over some competitive options? So some competitive options would be the Anaconda and the Smith & Wesson 629, like I just showed. So this is going to be heavier than the Smith & Wessons. I don't know if it is compared to the Anacondas. I don't think it is. I think the Anacondas are pretty spot on weight. So this and the Anaconda are pretty neck and neck as far as accuracy and weight and durability. I didn't realize, but Buffalo Bore, so in their Plus P Plus loads, they rate them Ruger only and Anaconda. So that they're talking about the old Anacondas. So I'm sure the new ones are even better. You don't want to shoot those loads in Smith & Wessons. I mean, you can. It's possible. But it'll just shoot them loose and you'll have issues. Now, however, these, you can shoot them in there. It'll hold up. And the Anacondas will too. So in my mind, if you're debating between a really stout 44 Magnum revolver, if you want to shoot a bunch of hot Magnums, I don't think you can go wrong with this or the Anaconda. Now, however, this is probably like at least $500 cheaper than the Anaconda, $400 or $500. I think these are around $1,000 now. I could be wrong. Around $900, $1,000 for most of them. Anacondas are going to be $1,300, $1,400 at least. So if money is a factor, definitely go Ruger. As you can see, the accuracy is good. The handling characteristics are good if you can deal with the weight. But if you want a lighter weight option, that's when I'd recommend you go Smith & Wesson. Because if you're more worried about weight, then you're probably not as worried about shooting really hot Magnums anyway, because it's going to be very punishing. So if you're worried about weight, Smith & Wesson. If you're worried about durability, Ruger, Anaconda. So the Ruger's hard to beat though, just because it's a good value. It'll handle anything you throw at it, and it's just a high quality gun. It does everything you need and nothing that you don't. And that's kind of just how I've come to think of Ruger. Now they're nothing to look at a lot of times. I don't think they're the prettiest revolvers in the world, but if you just want a gun that works, then there's really no reason to buy anything else, in my opinion. Like if you want the looks of the Anaconda, buy the Anaconda, but it's not going to do anything this gun won't. So it's just going to look a little bit better doing it. Really, same with Smith and Wesson. They look a little bit better. The only thing Smith has on this is the weight, like I said. But odds are, if you're getting a long-barreled revolver, you're not too worried about weight. But if full-bore magnums are too much for you, then you can do hot 44 specials out of this. Still have a very capable package, and it's not going to beat you up. So it's just a really versatile gun. It's accurate. You can mount an optic on it. It comes with the rings to mount an optic on it even, so you ain't even got to worry about that. You just got to worry about getting an optic. Now, you can get a Picatinny rail and put up here and put a red dot or something like that on there if you desire. But a lot of people like handgun scopes, and like I said, it comes with the rings. I'd recommend it. It's a good gun. Like I said, me personally, I'd probably go towards a regular Redhawk, just if nothing else in aesthetics, and you're not losing any durability per se. I mean, on paper, you might be, but in reality, the Redhawks are just as tough as a Super Redhawk. So if you prefer the looks of this, get this. If you prefer the looks of the regular Redhawk, get the regular Redhawk. So overall, it's a good handgun. I'm glad it's in my possession now. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. God bless you.